like Mavis Staples, artists who have in their time and in their world sang honestly about the world around them and just used their eyes and their ears and put their heart into their words and sang about what they saw, you know, sang about their lived experience, and it's something I think that we have to be very, very grateful for. But also just to remind myself in the way that a lot of people, every single one of us, every single day, can just look honestly at the world around us. And I think when people do that and they act on what they see and what they hear, the world has kind of changed forever, you know what I'm saying? People kind of activate just a note of compassion and empathy when they're witnessing what maybe other people are going through, you know, and what's going on in their community. And every single one of us, every single day of our lives, is liable to turn to the people that we know, maybe members of our family, and we say, hey, I see what you're going through, and I'm here for you. You know what I mean? It's really, really simple, but I think when people do this all in the same time and all in the same direction, history has changed. You know, the world has changed in significant ways. I also wrote the song to remind myself of everything that we have to be grateful for, that we benefit from every single day. And it doesn't matter where you're coming from on the political spectrum. We benefit from every single day in our respective democracies that once upon a time had to be protested for, once upon a time had to be worked for, once upon a time had to be organized for. There's all these things that, for me, there's a very, very simple line between people just recognizing the experience of other people and a lot of change that we benefit from, you know? We take for granted that every single citizen should have the right to vote, you know what I mean? We take for granted that women should have the right to vote. Once upon a time that seemed unthinkable. It took generations of work and protest. But it's within living memory, and it's worth remembering, it's within living memory that women could not open a bank account without a male guardian signature. And that's the truth. And I'm not talking about hundreds of years ago, I'm talking about decades ago. You know, and we take for granted that members of the LGBTQ plus community might be able to be free to be who they are and enjoy the same rights as us, you know. That's a lot of people recognizing the experience of their neighbors and saying your experience may not be different, may be very different from mine, but I would want you to feel safe and secure in this society as I do, you know what I'm saying? Simple. And I think, at the core of it, I think people would want to see safety and security for everybody on the planet. I think people would not want to see their neighbors live in fear of hatred, fear of racism, to live in the fear of anti-Semitism or Islamophobia, like, you know, simple. I think people at the core of it are good. And we've been singing this song in solidarity with people who would access that same honest witness and reach out to their representatives and say, you know what, no human being should be subject to the kind of violence we've been seeing on our TV screens over on the other side of the world, over in Gaza, right? No human being. And it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter if you're a Palestinian citizen or an Israeli citizen, no human being should be subject to the kind of violence we've been witnessing. I come from Ireland, which itself experienced centuries of sectarian violence, occupational violence, and the peace process that came around in the 1990s, which had huge involvement from the US administration and the international community at the time, is something I'm incredibly grateful for. And it was that same compassion of people saying, you know what, peace is better, and if a political solution is achievable, it should be achieved, you know? And so I'm coming from that place, because that meant that I grew up in a peaceful island and had a very different lived experience from people generations before me. And if you feel moved to reach out to your representatives and ask them to support a ceasefire, I so strongly urge you to. I so strongly encourage you to. If you would want to see peace and safety and security for everybody in our region, which I believe everybody does, peace and safety and security for everybody in our region would of course mean seeing a Palestine that's free from occupation. A Palestine that's free from occupational violence and free to determine its future for itself as a state, you know? But thank you for letting me speak from the heart for a moment. And for also letting me witness the kind of everyday goodwill and solidarity and empathy that I see in a crowd like this, people coming together to have a good time, just from a place of love and goodwill, you know. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's not the waking that's alive. It is the grounding of a food uncompromising. It's not forgotten. flowing of a light. It's not the opening of eyes. It's not the waking, it's the rising. It's not the shade we shoot past it. It's the light and it's the obstacle that casts it. It's the heat that drives the light. It's the fire that ignites. It's not the waking, it's the rising. It's not the song, it is the singing. It's the heaven of a human spirit ring. It is the bringing of a light. It is the bearing of a rain. It's not the waking, it's the rising. I could cry.
It's all